Alrighty. That should about do it. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And welcome back, hopefully, to Mecha Mondays. I am your host, Fragath. This Mecha Monday, I'm playing a game called the Signal From Tölva, which came out a couple years ago. So I guess I'm late to the game on that regard. I had played it when it first came out, but haven't done much with it since. But I had been wanting to get back to it and replay it again. Let's call it... Oh, gosh. Why not? And we'll start with the... Actually, we could do the Polar Regions. I have not done the Polar Regions campaign, so why not? We'll do that. It'll be fresh for all of us. So, as I hinted and alluded in the description, the game is much like a latter-day Far Cry title. Basically anything Far Cry 2 and onwards. And in that it is a predominantly open-ish world with little enemy base things floating around where you can go. And you can get various fancy schmancy weapons and cool weapon types and other such things. Alrighty. Scan all sorts of items. That's good. We've calibrated your sensors against the artifact. Go to the bunker terminal. And so we've got some early on shooty guns. Fancy schmancy stuff. With long ass reload times. This too will change. It's also a game where you can go pretty offense oriented. Let's see. Yes, I don't know how offense heavy they have made this particular campaign. The original started you off and things were pretty peaceful until they weren't. Yeah, friendly. Generally, if they're friendly, you don't necessarily want to make them not friendly. And it tells you where they're heading too, which I think is also supremely cool. I do not actually remember. There was a vision mode swap, and I don't remember how to do that off the top of my head, but we'll figure it out. Oh, here we go. The data is available. So we will get the data. Yeah, it's cute. It's not really a mecha game in the sense that I'm not piloting a humanoid mecha. I am instead just a robot. Which is not the same thing. But I would consider it mecha-adjacent. And therefore, it counts and is fair game, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so my mouse is not actually being locked to the window, so I might have to be a bit trickier in what I'm doing. Also cool because there are tons of ways you can actually get allies that will actually assist you in battle, which is another feature that I'm quite fond of. So you can wind up setting up some pretty damned impressive combat scenarios. Okay, customize loadout. So as you can see, bucket loads of guns. A fair bucket load, including all kinds of nifty stuff that'll let's see, we've got a gnome, we've got a kobold. What are you? Heavy pulse disruption rifle with standard iron sights. So it is more draining, takes longer to recharge, has lower max range, it takes more energy per shot, but it is stronger. It hitteth harder. That's nice. Yeah, things range all the way up. You wind up getting some pretty fancy sniper rifles and the like, as well as shield upgrades and similar. Usually those are pretty direct, but you do have reactor drain to keep track of. Let's see, what do we got? How much are you? 200? I don't have 200 yet. And hazard suits, which are nifty for if you're going into a certain area that has some nasty environmental hazards. So, there's not much I can do here. View map and missions. So I will view missions. Okay. Well, I already have a drone at this location, so I did not need to do that. Oops. So, when is that going to de-steady? Apparently never. Apparently that's a toggle. More or less, it's just an absurdly long time. Not gonna worry too much about any of that for now. Yeah. And when in doubt, spot enemies. Much like, say, Far Cry 3 and Far Cry 2, and presumably 4 and 5, which I never played. Basically, a lot of it is, scout out a location. It's well, I'm just gonna head that way. But yeah, the map's pretty sizable, and it's gonna be filled with these things. There we go. So we'll set that as my waypoint for now. I'm not gonna worry too much about going around murdering stuff just yet. It's gonna be fairly peaceful to start. Not sure, because they don't have any missions yet. There we go. Planet is littered with shipyards and relics from the Detachment War. It's going to make it tough to find our lost mines. You're referring to mines in the almost but not quite in the culture sense. You have not. Here we go. Now I hear explosions. Those guys are heading that way. Oh, hello. Auto turret. Hopefully it is a friendly auto turret and not going to try and murder me. It hasn't murdered me yet, so I'm cautiously optimistic. Here we go. We want those. Resources are good. So you keep your eye out for spying on stuff like that. And there is a bunch of it about. Hostiles up ahead. Zealots have put landers down across the region, so be cautious. Love stuff like this. Gives it they did a great job on the aesthetic where it's like, oh, you know, here's all this stuff that's very evocative, but it's got that nice robot-y, mechanized flair, which I'm very fond of. Okay. So for now, I'm just going to proceed as normal. Maybe I'll double back later. You're kind of slow. Oh, here we go. But they do have a tendency to like to hide things in little corners. More resources is better resources. So there is outright conflict occurring at this moment. And I'm going to just kind of ignore most of it. For a little while. I want to get more resources for starters. I should probably help them, but there is, as far as I know, no advantage to doing that at this moment. So I can give it some time, but keep my eyes peeled for things like that. Yes. I did not hit him. Oh no, I did hit him. He did. Bite me. He did hurt me a little bit, though. I don't approve. I do not approve of being damaged. I approve of being the damage. Oh no. Okay. 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 What's up? How's they hanging, dude? Okay. Reloading though is not exactly an ideal thing to do. Okay. So mistakes were made. Get over here. He's a burly boy. As you can see, I have all the aiming capability of a blind, tranquilized chimpanzee. I apologize in advance for anyone who saw that and cringed themselves half to death. There we go, more resources. That is my alert level going down, which is good. We like a low alert level. Yes, I already tapped that button, so I do not need to tap that button again. But there is that thing there, which is mine. I've completed material collection for the area. Is that an ally? That, I think, is... Yes, that is friendly. So, that's not so bad, right? I haven't explored this area over there. I'll get to that. That's not so bad. What are you, anyway? Zealot dropship, which I do not appear to be able to get into yet. So, my goal is to head over this way. I'm going to take the high ground. I'm not going to take this high ground, because I can't. Not after trying very, very briefly. And seeing no real progress made on that endeavor. What are you? Distant object wavelength receiver lens-based particle analysis pattern. That means, I guess, a telescope, basically. Come on. Does not like these high heights. Okay. Unknown lake. No, 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 no. Not what I wanted to do. There we go. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Surveyed one of one sources. Remnant technoid. Scan completado. That's good. Report to a bunker. So, on bunkers. I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled. The game has a nasty tendency to throw stuff at you where you precisely expect it and then mess your day up. Don't see anything moving out there, which is positive. But it does not mean there is nothing there. Ah, flashlights. Bright flashlights. I hit a button. I don't know what that was. Here's the crouch. The alternative crouch, I should say. Anonymity Hollow. Not seeing any bunkers in the immediate vicinity. Collectible items detected. Okay. I'm gonna set that as my waypoint for now. Give me something to move towards. Yeah. Making progress. It's a giant box. It does not belong here. What does it do? Well, nothing relevant apparently. That's fine. That looks like it might be a bunker. Not as fancy as the other one though. Not exactly a game that tries to put a heavy emphasis on clamoring about terrain. Clank. But we will keep moving. Keep our eyes peeled for glowing stuff. As is traditional in video games now. Look for the glowies. If it glows, it's probably important. If it doesn't glow, there's a good chance it doesn't matter. Ah, like you. What are you? You are a snooper parcel. I will scan you. I have added it to my library. Are you a good boy? Yes, you are. You will not kill me on sight. That is good. I do not like being murdered on sight. I do like stealing your resources, though. Those are cool. Ah, here we go. was. Now, I could go back to that other bunker, but then I'd have to hump it all the way back here. Usually there are more bunkers around. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled. These are all points of interest. Can I see it from there? I cannot. That's what I can do. Oh, here we go. This tells me what I unlock from those locations, which is nice. It's a fairly linear game, but you can choose to tackle it in whatever order you wish, basically. I could, up to a point, rush to a distant location that it does not ordinarily want me at. It'll give me a very hard time, but it is something I could do, and then work my way back. I don't see anything down there. I do see things over here, though. I take. Network engine, loop category. Tingle. Hello. More tingles. I like tingling. It's an angular box, it's true. Let's see. Said I think 12 collectible resources, so I'm already chipping away at that in a big way. Where are you? Lump again. I'm gonna double check down here real quick. The vanilla campaign liked to hide things a bit out of the way. Gonna double check, make sure my weapons do not need reloading. They do not. So one of the things you want to, as far as combat is concerned, because reloading takes years, it takes forever. You kind of want to be, you want to make sure you're ready before heading into combat. You want to minimize the amount of time you're spending reloading if you possibly can. I'm gonna double check controls because there was a different visual mode that I cannot remember how to use. Run, crouch, yes, interact, yes, scan mode, maybe that's it. Scan mode and torch, I saw, binoculars I saw, yes. Yes. Area weapon fire, that's your grenadey things. Which I think I can safely switch to mouse 5. In fact, I thought I had. I forgot this. I completely forgot melee even existed, to be honest. So that's cool. And then there's that readout telling me that, oh yeah, by the way, you're getting nearer or farther away from something significant. There's an active thing, so that's probably what I'm going to need to scan. There's also enemies in the area somewhere. I need to be a little bit careful about that. None of these are letting me scan them yet. Big old spaceships puttering about, rather. Stevedore. Here's the drone. It is not hostile. to shoot it. Oh, hello. What are you? You, on the other hand, are hostile. Subject is a bandit. A bandito. Or bandit droid. He is robotic. I also am made of metal and not meat. This is desirable. Okay. So one of these has to be scannable, because I'm right on a scannable point. Unless it is off and askance over this way, and I'm just dense. Possibilities are endless. So one hostile guy I don't see anymore, which means he's just headed elsewhere. I just need to find what I'm supposed to scan. Then I'll probably head back to the gun. That bunker. That does not make me move faster. It just makes me slightly nauseous. No data available on this dead guy. Dead robot. This, on the other hand. Oh, no, I wanted to. Yes, it's a bunker. I'll head there for now. Get some upgrades going. There could be some hostile enemies in the area. I see the meter has is not on 0. So they are around. Oh, there are a fair number of them at that. I don't have any fancy schmancy one-shot, one-kill guns either. I don't see any others, but there's probably some back behind. So that was not an accurate hit. That was a bit better. I would have to reload, wouldn't I? So this is a good way for me to get killed, by the way. There's another one. Where'd he go? Okay, fine. Be that way. Oh, do I have help? Yes, I do. Where is he? There we go. Let's get our reload going. Got him. No, no. I need to get out of here. Ow. I overcommitted like a fool. A soul. Or beacon under surveyor control. I'm gonna spawn in there, because that way I can turn in what I've gotten and I can get some solid upgrades going. Assuming you let me keep any of what I did. And it did, so we're good. So, my rank has increased. You can now access new loadout modules. New modules in the loadout. Very good. Okay, so what do we got here? What makes you worth having? over, say... Okay, that's what I have. Well, that's the difference here. No, there we go. Much better. So lower DPS, no rank requirement. Oh, does it have an actual scope? Yeah, it has an actual scope. So that's just better in general. Only costs 100? Yes, please. Yeah. As for these, what are we looking at? Differences here. More DPS, kind of just... Let's see, recharge time is considerably lower. It's almost half. These, I think, are the shotgun equivalents, if memory serves. Oh, here we go. 40 DPS, 15 drain, 2.9 recharge, shorter max range for sure, but less energy per shot, so it could shoot more. This just hits more, so we'll just do that. Yeah, I should also probably buy the sniper rifle here because that'll allow me to actually snipe things. So let's check shields. Anything here? Nope. Need to complete missions to unlock. No problem. There's the local ignition field. Here's the regen, which is nifty because it'll let me heal. I probably should have equipped that, but it's got a very long reload time. One of the things to keep in mind is the reactor. You can only have so many really fancy things equipped. Making myself invisible is also nifty. And that just scurs them, makes them scared. I think I will summon a drone. I find that useful. And hazard suits, I don't think I can get any of those. Yeah, I'm not ranked 2 yet. And these, from what I remember, are pretty much linear. They just, each one is better than the next, and you need them to progress, basically. Which is good. Okay. So I think we're good for now. Let's go back. And I did not capture the anonymity hollow thing, even though I did look. I really did. Can I spawn there? I cannot. So I'm going to set that as my objective. Actually, I'll set that as my objective, and I'm going to poke around. It's a better scope anyway. I don't think you ever get to improve the pistol, but I'm not positive on that front. Yeah, I could make all of these robots hostile to me if I really wanted to, but I don't, so I will not do that. Oh, there is one of those fancy scannables over here that I never got to. So I'm going to go find that real quick. It's here somewhere. Ah, there it is. Walked right by it. Survey analysis. Those are basically lore blobs from what I remember. Okay, so let's head to where we gotta go. What I'll also do is I will some pretty nasty spread. So fired and burst, but much longer. Many more bullets I can spew, or bolts I can spew, as well as much faster reload time. This, on the other hand, also shoots faster. And is also much faster. So most of the weapons as you go up in tier are basically straight upgrades. There's a bit of side grade action going on though. And it's worth keeping an eye on. So we will proceed apace. I'm gonna go to that other location, see if I can't figure out what the heck went on there. While keeping, and the way I know that there's like one of those red things around, as well as scannable objects, as well as enemies, is there's 3 little gauges. You can't easily see them until they start doing something. But they are there, and they're in the lower right-hand corner, and I can't easily show them off. Hello. You are hostile. You better run. Missed him. Got him. I'm just so good. Clink. Eee! You have an armors. Get away. Get away. I must evade. Shoot them, my drone buddy. I think that's my drone buddy dying right there. My health regenerated back a little bit. So yeah, enemies get significantly tougher as the game goes on. I wasn't expecting them to be quite that dangerous just yet. It often pays not to go overtly hostile like I just did, and you just saw why. Because they will shoot your ass up. As I think most of us would do if we were armed and aggressive robots, and somebody started shooting energy bolts at us, or rail projectiles. Or whatever. Okay, so I need to find the scannable here. It's almost certainly got to be one of these. But for the life of me, it is not revealing itself when I... Maybe it's this thing. Let's see. It says the same thing for all of these. So I'll try getting to that one up there, because that's the only one I haven't aggressively held the interact button with. Also try it on this thing. I don't think that'll do it. No. Okay, let's try. I went the wrong way. I did not go far enough. Can also try that big rock. Let me scan you. Because that'll give me, I think, one of the shotguns as well. And I do rather want that. Unless it's somewhere else. Or... Oh, come on, let me climb. There we go. Thank you. It is a game that does not like vertical slopes either very much. Due to the way the physics work. No. Try the big overhanging rock, because there isn't really much... Oh, come on. Oh, I need to... Let's figure out what these guys are. These guys are hostile. They are what? Zealots. As opposed to bandits, which are the blue triangles. There's also a day-night cycle, as you are now no doubt noticing at this time. Zealots tend to be dangerous. So I kind of want to avoid them if I possibly can. Bunny hopping doesn't help, but I'm gonna keep doing it because it makes me feel better. Okay, so these are the only things that appear to glow or do much of any gosh darn thing. So, I don't know how this is supposed to work here, for sure. So that's good. I'll try getting to that one there again real quick, and this time go down the correct part of the slope. That'd be nice. Also check back behind here. I can also check the forums and see if other people have had the same problem where, oh, none of these objects are scannable. What do? What do, Chief? It could also be any one of those as well, but I do not think so. Usually it's a fairly obvious defining object on the terrain. I can also check those three, look like radio towers. Okay, so that didn't do it either. Where are you? I'm right now. Right on top of it. Here we go. Nope. Nada. Nothing. Nothing. Not a blasted blamed thing there, love. So I'm gonna go to those radio towers and see if those tick it off. And then I'm gonna go back to that bunker and actually get stuff done. Come on. Oh boy, and we do have friends here, don't we? Yes, lots of friends. Victims, more like. Are you? Oh, you're a drone. So, bright lights. Bright lights. That is my shields, and those drain. I should have activated those earlier. I forgot they existed. Oops. Okay, so holding F around this stuff is doing, ooh, friggin' nothing. So we will proceed apace to this area. I am ready to shoot things in the parts. I'm gonna circle around to the back. So if you look to the right-hand side of my screen, under that little triangle icon, there's a little orange bar that's getting slightly bigger as I move. Yep, there we go. They've spotted me. That is also not good. I am being shot. Yeah, okay, so mistakes were indeed made. And now I have to up it all the way back over there, and for whatever reason I can't figure out how I'm supposed to get that thing. So I am in fact going to look that up real quick. What is that? Anonymity Hollow? Yes, Anonymity Hollow. Yep. I do in fact know how to spell anonymity. That's fine. Okay, so I am in fact in the right area, but for whatever reason it's not working. Sure, that's fine. That's fine. We'll try it again. I like spotting them just to make sure I know they're there. That way I don't, like, turn around and start shooting one of them. And what was... Because I got everything else except for scan mode. G. That's what I'm looking for. So, this provides a scan mode. Which makes everything all goofy and has an obnoxious repeating sound effect. Doesn't last especially long either, apparently. It needs to last longer. I thought it lasted forever. Maybe they patched that, because that was pretty freaking annoying. Yeah, as you can see, very obnoxious. I've got my floods on. This wasteland will know the light of my flood. Light. Since I have two of them. Now how don't you see me, bandit boy? What are you holding on your back? Generally the drones are neutral. Generally. Early on. Later, this is not the case. Later, damn near everything is hostile. I'm gonna turn those off as I head to my objective. I'm gonna scan the thing I'm supposed to scan. Out of range. Out of range. As I crest this hill and look and gaze upon the abyss. Look for the scan. See? I know I looked straight at that thing and tried to scan it though, so I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. Obviously did it wrong. Comes less bright and shiny. So let's go myrtleate this camp. Of which I dealt with, I don't know, like none of the enemies that were actually dangerous there. So, and of those, probably most are now no longer marked. Mark you. This is when a sniper would actually be a very, very clever idea. Oh, hello. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Spectacular. Shush. These are probably going to be hostile to them And I'm going to wait and see what that does. Yeah, okay. So I actually don't know what's going on here. Nope, nope. All of these are hostile. That's excellent. I'm gonna let them shoot it out. I'll clean up the survivors. Haha. Yes, we are vulture-like opportunists here at Mecha-Mondays. Unless we're doing something dumb, like trying to 1v1 IRL or whatever, then we're just being dumb. Oh, those are shadows. Nice. That had me absolutely terrified for a second. I was like, oh no, what is all that? Do they know I'm here? They absolutely know I'm here. Go home. Almost had my little drone summoned back. They are not working together. Start shooting each other, please. For me. For me. I really should have brought that sniper rifle along. It is clear to me now that mistakes were made. I'm gonna try and sneak my way through this. Corruptor Slick captured. Not by me, it isn't. Oh, hello. I guess it is captured now. Damn, I don't know. Go forth, friends. I'm gonna go, run away now. Yep. Running. Access is denied. Of course it is. Of course it is. What's also that big old turdy thing? Oh, you're an ally. They put those shields up. They are quite durable indeed. I think we're good to take the area back. Nah, maybe not. Oh, he did. He did. So we're now going to try to access that thing. That, I think, was just me falling like a goofus. So, that was not actually an enemy trying to murder me this time. This time. Just better not. There we go. We're good. Yeah. Get a shotgun, maybe. No, none of those are sniper rifles, are they? All chassis damage has been repaired. Thanks. Let's see. Algorithm energy lance. I'm still pretty sure that these are shotguns. Or the local equivalent. It has been a long time. Years, in fact. So what other things are here? Pulse grade. Iron sights. 50 damage. Oh, here we go. Let me equip that thing and then see differences there. I think what I've got is better. Slower recharge time. Lower reactor drain. So, it's a lighter version if I needed to min-max and worry about that. You can increase your max reactor capacity, but I don't remember exactly how that's done. we'll stick with this for now. Maybe it's I could have sworn. There's also these things which are basically what were they called in Syndicate? In the Syndicate games, there were mind control devices, and that's basically what these are. And each upgraded one um, lets you recruit more dudes, which is super cool. Thank you very much. And I have not unlocked an upgraded shield yet. And I'm still doing pretty well as far as energy consumption is concerned. This is the sniper rifle. It's only 80 to unlock. I could get it. Let me go back and... Oh, and for an idea for the... I'm not going to worry about those for now. Let's look at the map. So, my next shield upgrade, as well as my next sniper, is going to be there. So I will go there first. And then... Ooh, and we can get one of these too. Yay! Rejoice, as well as other fancy things. On that note, I think these are just straight up upgrades, aren't they? Yeah, they are. But they just order themselves very differently. Yeah, so having a low recharge on one of those is not necessarily a bad idea at all. Which is good. Hello, someone has joined.
I have indeed.
He has joined the live stream channel. Cool.
I did. I just wanted to pop in and say hi.
Hi!
And what are you doing today?
I'm running through a game called A Signal From Tölva, which is like Far Cry except with robots everywhere and like robot ray guns and cool shiny things.
Well, you know how I'm a big fan of the cool shiny things.
Yeah. Has a nice gritty aesthetic where everything looks kind of like it's made out of scrap metal. But it's a pretty fun game, kind of openish world, and then you kind of just meander through it, taking over outposts and moving through and picking up lore tidbits as you go along.
I like games that push out the story that way.
Yeah. There we go. So it's not a shotgun, it's a flamethrower / death ray gun. I like this. I like lasers. Ooh. Big old beamy things.
Pew pew pew.
A lot of pew pew.
I meant to ask you, are you ever going to, on one of your streams, possibly do some City of Heroes?
I just have to find a stream on which to do it. I guess I could put together something robot related and do that and be like, it's a mecha stream. And we're gonna do like a robot mastermind or something who's a robot himself who does robot things and fights things using robots. That counts, right?
It does indeed. Mechs using mechs to kill other mechs?
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it. So maybe I'll do that next week then.
Right on. If you'll let me know.
Yeah.
Is it Monday?
I'll be done. Yeah, it's Mondays. Yep. Mondays
right,
around
pop
now.
Out, give me a poke when you're done.
Yep.
And to all those watching the stream, like, subscribe, share, spread the word for the man with the golden voice.
I do have a golden voice. I always thought it was more of a electrum, I guess, electrum plated. You know, sort of a nice alloy between. Never mind. Stop.
No, you stop. And come on, it's not electrum plated. It's at the very least anodized.
Anodized. There we go.
All right, but yeah, give me a holler when you're done here.
Yep. Will
and
do.
Share him, people. Share him around. Everybody needs to know the frag.
That was Magic Fire Pixie / Farseer Pyran win. We met playing, I think it was, I know, it was Warhammer 40k Eternal Crusade, which I've never shown on this stream, and that's powered armor, that's Mecha-Adjacent. That counts too. I should probably show that off if I could get on when there are other people doing matches. And I can show off how abysmal I and the general state of team play in that game is, even though it is basically a fun game and we will probably never see its like ever again, because Games Workshop likes to torture its fans. It's just how it is. Okay. So I think so I have to actually go in a bit of a loop in order to get here. So I'm gonna do the loop. On the plus side, I think this will have weapons with better scopes, which I'm kind of going to need. Is there anything here I needed to worry about? I haven't seen my little red indicator show up, so I'm not going to worry about scannables for now. I can double back later. I just realized that tip thing has been up there in the corner the whole time. Oops. Oops. Are you an ally? You are an ally. That's good. That is what is good. There are some items on the ground here. I'm going to go to those. It's one of the reasons the scanning vision is so useful, is because you can see stuff like that from quite a ways away. If you know what to look for. Giving you weird Terminator Predator vision is an upside downside. That's right, you can't have it on at the same time as binoculars. I don't think there's anything over here. I'm doubling back needlessly. Mostly it's the sound effect that gets to me after a while. It's all fun and games until you hear it about 10,000 times and you're like, oh, I'm going to hear this noise in my sleep. No, it's just a shadow that's being highlighted. Fall damage. Ugh, thunk, whack, ow! Forget if I... Ooh. Alright. Just homping it. Homping it up this darn hill. Got my shooty guns, I got my lasers, I got my, oh, what are you? Oh. Surveyor, op marker. You can marry it. I think that is what oh no, you don't. Go home, Space Noid. I'm gonna reload this. He did. Shoot him. Thank you, drone. That was a headshot. None of those were headshots except for that first one. That's okay. We have terrible aim here on Mecha-Mondays. That's just how it is. Yep. Does that say it's online? Blech. It says it is online. I think those are areas I can spawn at, but I'm not positive. Alright, so there is still some enemy presence in, on, or around here that I need to worry about. So I'm gonna crouch. Ah! They have espied me. That's not hitting them. What am I doing? Boop. The enemies often do just kind of walk at you. There's something coming down. these had better be friends. They are. We're good. We're good. There is much hostility in this area. Got me and my Robros. I will not be saying that anytime soon. I apologize for doing it in the first place. More resources is better resources. Okay, that obviously is what I need to scan. I don't see anything off in the distance here because that's largely the direction I came from. Let's reload. It's a nice accurate death ray. So there isn't a shotgun in this one. I am misremembering entirely, and for that I apologize. Oh, it's one of these scannables. Got it. I do like infrastructure, don't you? Well, yeah, I guess I kind of do. But yeah, it gets less glowy. Crane base. I guess it's the base of a crane. Looks like a giant robot foot, to be honest. Or, you know, a crane. It definitely has crane-like aspects, for sure. So there are enemies somewhere around, but not immediately present. Oh, hi. Kalinka. Fossil Afterglow. Okay. So... Aha! Yes, it's one of the spawnable things. And I want to look for collectible items in the maintenance basin. Because there are collectible items in the maintenance basin. And here some are. How nice! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoa, there is badness over there. Yes, there is indeed much badness over there. That is a bunker. So that's good. Okay, so there are more items over that way. I'll head in that direction. And those resources just add to my resource count, which is just basically cash, which I use to purchase upgrades and the like. Got that already. I knew that. I knew that. I paid attention. So there. These guys are about to be all up in my business is the problem. I think these are my friends too over here. Well, he didn't stay still for long enough for me to mark him. Okay, go whoever just shot that dude. Now I think I am invested. Ach, turn your bloody shield off, you wanker. Okay. I run. I run a lot. I run more. I run the best. I have the best run. I don't. We're very slow runners here. Hoping my drone is going to put in the work needed to actually take care of that. Ooh! Love myself better than I love myself. So we're going to push forward here. keeping an eye on that angry orange gauge there. These don't seem to get hiding all that well. Being all bright orange and stuff. What is this?
No.
You can play that game, sir. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Run away. Oh, that's bad. Oh, here they are. Should say I cleared it out. Where are they? I know they're here. There they are. Yeah, this is suboptimal. Decidedly suboptimal. Lost bandits, indeed. Well, I could have told you that there. Oh! Oh no! Go home. So that was, that could have gone better. So this thing does not quite have the damage output. But it does have the accuracy, and that counts for a lot. Okay, so we popped that thing. Let's get in here. Let's get stuck in. There's a way to hack enemies. I don't know if you can... of course not. Come on. Come on, drone friend. Oh, crap. I'm aiming at the wrong spot on these enemies. Thank you, drone friend. Thank you, drone friend. Your sacrifice will not be in vain, drone friend. Okay, let's cap this damn thing. So, we want that shield. We want that shield. So, shield upgrade. Oh, yeah. I dare say we can live with that. Yes, I do. Okay. Now, high-grade optics package. That is very much the sort of thing I want to hear. So, oh, these are reactor drain, damage per second, max range is 100, max range is 80. 2 energy per shot, less energy per shot, so it can fire more. 4-second reload timers. Mostly what you're getting with that is just the ability to shoot more bullets. So that's... We're going to go with the high DPS option. we like doing damage here on Mecha-Mondays. Now, of course, damage per second is not exactly a great indicator in terms of actual damage per shot, and it does not say damage per shot. It says energy per shot, which is not the same thing. But we will find out, won't we? the difference between pulse and disruption weapons. Okay. I'm gonna keep the drone. The drone is saving my bacon. Something fierce. Alright, can I upgrade this, or is that not until... right, not until rank 2, and I am rank 1 with one more thing, and then I'm set. Oh, here we go. Let's pick up the resources while we're at it. Oh, I missed one of these. So let me get to that. Put on obnoxious vision. Little Metroid Prime, as I mentioned before. Only a little. I am not seeing any items here. Ah, there's one. Walked right past it. Before, when I was running for my life. There we go. Hey, 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 hey. They're cute. I like them. Let's see. Irradiated. So, we can't go there yet. Or, we can, but we'll take damage like every second or something terrible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that as my goal. I can set this as my goal for now. So I head in the right direction for once. Haha, wouldn't that be great? Well, we have somebody over here. More friends. But yeah, definitely looking forward to getting a hacking gun, because with a hacking gun, I can have a little posse. And, of course, I can have the drone at the same time. So, it's pretty good. Granted, then you only really have one gun. But I think we'll manage. Yeah, it is better optics, but they're not ideal. So hoping for something a bit longer range, but we will manage. It's what we do here on Mecha-Mondays, is we manage. It is indeed an ugly variant. Who owns that again? Bandit dropship. Fairly confident I can't blow those up. But let's shoot at it a lot and see what happens. That is the sound of something taking no damage at all. How's the bloom on this one? Fire cone bloom. Right, I want to set my sights for that. Actually, that stays reasonably accurate the whole way through. For those bursts, I mean, when I do that, it's gonna obviously go every goddamn where. That's why we control our fire, gosh darn it. We don't just unload if we can help it. Oh, I think there's a bunker way out there. Yep. Is indeed a bunker over there. Hyperborean Trench. So there is some enemy presence. Yeah, there they are. Hi. You better not be trying to sneak around me, boy. Who are you? You are not conducive to my continued survival, are you? Got him. 7 million shots later. Guy is behind the wall. I knew that? It's a little dot I'm trying to get on them, not the big dot. Hello. Do that. Is a significantly longer recharge time. And there are indeed still enemies here. Oh, I've captured this area. Cool. I am all about that. We are all about capturing the areas here. Isn't that just nice? Come on, there we go. Other than completionism, there's not much reason to buy absolutely every gun available. Right now I've got kind of the best in slot stuff at the moment. What does the damage get up to? 42 per second. What is the range on that? 50 it gets up to? Never exceeds that. That's a fast recharge time, though. Mostly. Looking forward to getting my first brain hacking gun. It'll be good. View maps and missions. Missions and locations. Well, I have no missions yet. So that's rad. So this is a much closer spawn point. I was afraid I was going to have to spawn either there or there. Alrighty. Make sure my guns are reloaded. Fortunately, these reload relatively quickly. This, I guess it's technically my primary, but I'm considering it my secondary. Is not. It is it's like 4-second reload, which is pretty significant. Do not want. Gotta find a better way of dealing with shields. Maybe just shoot them more. Hello, bandits. No. Got him. They did. Okay. Technicolor pastels. I guess it's thermal imaging as well. Haven't seen one of those red dodecahedrons in a while. Unknown sentry object. Query string 988. Damaged. It's got a great aesthetic. Everything's kind of grungy and grimy. But you get fancier and fancier shooty guns and whatnot. Can I scan you? No, I can't. Hey, she looks like I had a bad day right there, don't you know? Where's all this? All these items, let me pick them up. Resources. Ride one of these walker-looking things. Because of course we do. It's Mecha-Mondays. That's what we're all about. Oh, you blend right in, don't you? Huh. Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop. Let's see. Let's see what this is out in the distance. Apparently, it's the rare mythical no data available. Neat. No enemy signals either, so... Oh, here we go. Zealots. Zealot control. Not for long, zealots. One. There are certainly more than that. That one is dancing. Can't trust him. Just dancing out of nowhere. Can't trust that. I don't trust that. Do you trust that? No, nobody trusts that. Come on. Come on. I missed. I missed again. There's one to my side, isn't there? No, they just have guns that have much longer range than I do. Got him. He did. Yeah, you better run. Got him. That's really bright. I may have to turn down my gamma. Is that my drone finally showing up? Or is that their drone? Oh, that is their drone. No, 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 no. Oh well, all these guys are my bros? Neat. Look at all them. Look at all them just marching off to do whatever they're gonna do. I have no idea what they're going to do. And none, not a single clue what they are up to. Not a single idea. Okay, so I've got to go back because I missed some resources, which will be much easier to see during the nighttime because they'll glow brighter. Instead, now I have to pair it up against a, ooh, gosh, sunset orange background. Sunset orange tinged with a gray blue. Green? Ish. Not really. I don't know. I see colors, Fanny. Oh, hello. What you? What you? Oh, you are robotic fuckface. Got it. Understoodski. Hello, red comrades. How do you do? Pop, 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 pop. Missed. Yeah, you better run, dude. Don't do that.
I just want to be your friend.
They do pop satisfyingly when they do. Ow. No. Go home. You're not wanted in this place. Leave. Okay, so they, resources that I missed are somewhere in this. Ah, there they are. They're right next to each other, too. Bloop, bloop. Oh yeah, look at that. Make myself absolutely unable to see. That'll be a great plan. What is the time on that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and a bit. Okay. 4 point something seconds. Call it 4.5 maybe. That's fine. Mark them. Marky mark. and his funky bunch.
Eh,
What happened? What happened? Oh, there it goes. Weird. Alright. That's fine. What did I do? Maybe I left my mouse outside and it didn't like it? Whatever. It's fixed now. It has been very stable up until now. So, let's have a look at that map, shall we? That is a sniper rifle. I do actually want a sniper rifle, but I also want that. I also want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go for that first. I'm going to go for that first. Because that'll make getting those other two easier. Oh, what are we looking at here? What are you? Bandit dropship. It's an ugly variant. Oh, I could have told you that, friend. We just... Oh, that's not where I want to be. I want to be, like, there-ish. I just killed him. No. Stop. I think I got it. I got it. Yes, I'm working on the reload thing now. There's a thought. Oh no, you can totally interrupt mid-reload and it'll charge. Just not all the way, it'll just... Oh no, not always then. Fine. Maybe I should have cajoled these guys into helping me. I'm not totally sure how you do that. If you can do that. I do not remember now. So yeah, we are going to head down that way. I took some hits there. As far as I know, I can't blow those up, which is okay. Hello, rebuilt Bobcat 94, who is now following. Nice to see you watching the stream. Hoo-ha. What are these guys doing? There's nobody here. There is nothing here. Other than this light, very suspicious illuminator prong. I can illuminate twice as well as you can. Get out of my face.
ha.
I am not heading in a productive location. I'm in Languidity Tor. Nice names. Not sure Languidity... No, Languidity works. I'm gonna see if I can get in this thing. I don't think I can. I didn't see an opening. I'm gonna do one more circle around. Also keep my eyes peeled with scanning mode to see if I see any big glowy stuff. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's a sunset. On an alien... here we go. I knew they'd show up sometime. Come on. There we go. No? Yep. What are you, anyway? Neutral scanning cow. Data milking array not available. Ha! 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 Scanning cow. Alright, you know what? That tickles me. Harmless survey cow plods about up ahead between the observation spheres. A pastoral scene. It does have a quirky sense of humor. Ah! Being shot at is not funny, though. Okay, fine. I can play that game, too. Yeah, turn on your shields, you jike. There are many. There are many. And my friend hath been shotterated. I need to get out of there. no guarantee that that's an ally. He isn't. I'm just gonna tap fire. I'm just gonna tap fire a lot. There, see? Instantly killed as soon as I started tap fire. Yeah, that's outrage. Their range is much longer though. So I'm just gonna book it. I don't want to die here. I need to reload this gun anyway. I'm gonna crouch. Maybe they won't see me. Wow, there is still very much some shooting action going on though. Better I highlight them when they're distracted. Maybe my allies are poking around. Oh, a hit! A hit! A palpable hit! Oh yeah, we quote Shakespeare here too. It's true. I know, right? Oof. There's another one I can't see. I'm gonna reload and then I'm gonna bust out and start blah 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 blasting. There's one getting closer. I know it. I can smell him. Don't you dare. Oh, that's what you think. I heard that. I heard his shields die on me. On him. Oh, there is a glowy. Those glow too. Probably because they're bright and glowy already. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to my actual stated objective. Is an unmarked drone. That is good. Means it won't shoot at me. Which is commonly regarded as a good thing. At least in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe it isn't good. Maybe that it's an unmarked drone means it is the bringer of death upon us all. Stop looking at me. I'll shoot you. Neutrality be damned. That was not kind of me, I know. I'm on edge. Anything here I need to worry about? Oh, yes. Yes, there are things I need to worry about here. But not for long. I didn't see a single hit marker there, but clearly I hit him. Go home. To whatever your bandit robot planet looks like. Okay, so this obviously is the thing that I need to get into. So we're getting into it. It could be a giant mouth, actually, is exactly what it looks like. I hope there are no enemies in here, because if there are, I'm gonna get messed on up. Okay. There's the scanny gizmo, which I will be scannerating. So here you'll see it'll get a bit dimmer after it's scanned, so that's how you know you've done it. Other than, you know, the whole giant, hey, scan complete info message thing. Double check and see if there's anything I need to pick up here. No, nothing. Very good. Alright, so what I'm gonna do... Yeah, that's what I'll do, is I'll just work my way up to there and around, and then teleport back there. If along the way I die, great. That gives me an opportunity to upgrade myself. I'm actually going to poke around over here. I have my suspicions. I have my suspicions that there are things to see, even if there aren't. It is not a particularly dense game world in terms of population. of enemies or allies or anything. It's fairly stark, but I think that actually works in its favor. There's something glowing over here, but it could have just been a light on the ground. It wasn't a super bright glowy thing, so it wasn't a scannable object. Maybe it was an enemy. Yeah, here they are. I thought I saw some items. And there's definitely an enemy here somewhere, but I don't know where. Well, there was. Unless that's the not enemy scanner. Oh no. I've misinterpreted absolutely everything. That's good. So that's the material scanner. Not the enemy scanner. Good work. Oh, incidentally, I think they wind up overlapping a little. Except there are no enemies here, and there is very much a material here. Clink. Well, this could be a vanquished enemy, couldn't he? Could have sworn you could scan some of these in the vanilla map, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Okay, so let's turn our lights to full so we're just bright and shiny. We like bright and shiny here. It is indeed very bright. Actually, you can see me coming from miles away, and that's, you know what? Have flare or go home. Alright, so we are looking, let's turn those off so I can see easier. We are looking for items on the ground. We are nearby. In fact, I may have walked by some. Yup. Yeah, you did. Good job. You do move rather slowly. I'm okay with that. Gives you that real feeling of trundling. I don't know about all the head bob nonsense. I might turn that off. Not that I'm overly prone to motion sickness in video games, but spooky ghost spirits. Let's see, so there's definitely items coming. Yep, there they are. There they are. Quite a lot of them, too. That was a terrible vacuum. Ah! Don't ever shoot at me again. So, as I was saying, get ragdolled. Vacuum impression sounded absolutely terrible, and I won't be doing that again anytime soon. Moving right along. Maybe? Yeah, okay. Weird. That's twice. I wonder if there's a memory leak. I am wondering this now. 2 items that I missed. Okay. My eyes are peeled for the glowy. I don't think these are the glowy that I seek. No. It's awfully Does make the nightscape look pretty cool though. All that bright orange and stuff. Alright. So there's definitely supposed to be items around here, but I have not as yet seen them. There are only 2, so it could be that they are just hidden from me at the moment, because I have not gotten close enough. So, one of the reasons I keep flicking out of this vision mode is because it does not stay on indefinitely. It turns off on its own after a while. I could time it. It'd be a spitball, but it'd be timing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, So maybe a bit over 10 seconds. I may have counted fast. Pretty annoying, in any case, as people can tell. Let me actually put on my binoculars. So that's a Zealot dropship. Thought it looked awfully red. So maybe it's inside this abandoned hulk here, the items that I'm looking for. There is some action over these parts. There is indeed. Good eye. Ah, here's an item. You know, I just remembered that I could be using my, oh, here we go. One of these scannables. Boop, boop. Boink. Okay. It's only showing that there's one in the area. It's not increasing. So let me walk this way, see if it turns back on again. To indicate I'm going in the right direction, because... Oh no, I've already gotten them all. I see how it is. Oh, I see how it is. Would that I was paying any attention at all? That would be nice. Okay. I already have my binoculars. I don't think there's anything I can do to that cow other than probably shoot it, but I see no reason to do that. It's just... Oh no! Don't like that alarm noise. The guns are hit scan. Why do I have such a hard time remembering that? Jeez Louise. Thank you, drone. If nothing else, maybe it'll annoy them to death. Hey, I'll take it. Annoying the enemy to death is the same as actually killing them because of that to death rider there. That is still a very good joke. I'm not gonna shoot. I'm gonna have to find a better place to be because this is not an ideal location for this. So, I feel that, and I don't like it. It's very bright. Just make it less bright. Yes, I'll make it dark. Or is it dead? It's dead. Thank you, drone. Damn. That drone putting in work, I guess. Cool. Attack this. Probably switch my loadout to it. Oh no. What shooteth? What shooteth? You shooteth. You shooteth. What? How did they both die? Other than, you know, the obvious. I shot them. I must have marked those a while back, and then they got into a firefight and decided to come back and be like, oh. I'd say lick their wounds, but they're robots, and I don't think they have robo-tongues. If they do, that is the kind of mental image I just don't really need right this second. That's a little off-putting. I mean... Okay, very off-putting. I don't know, maybe some people get off to that? To each their own. Whatever floats your boat, so long as you aren't hurting other people, I guess. So if you get off to robot tongues, more power to you. Not my thing. I know. Don't knock it till you've tried it, right? never tried it, and probably never will. Let's not say we didn't. Be proud. Okay, so what do we got here? We got that thing there, which I'll head towards. Oh, hello. Who are you? Oh, he's a friend. Hello, friend. Can I get into here? Let me first go to these items and piccolate them up. How many are there? 3 more. Well, I think I see them all already, so that's good. 2 and 3, and it should say you farmed it out. Completed material collection. And let's just make sure we don't have any moving objects here. I don't see any, just this glowy thing here, which I will be taking. Thank you very much. I take. Okay, now I crawl up the little ramp into its body. Oh, that's the tendrils of the thing. I was getting really confused there for a second. I'm like, it's pitch black here. What's going on? Yeah, so that's how you know. It's an object wavelength receiver, lens-based particle analysis pattern. It's a telescope. Reminding me fondly of that Blue Oyster Cult album, Workshop of Telescopes. That one was pretty good. Blue Oyster Cult is fun. Okay, so from here, I'm going to teleport there. There we go. Because I have gone and done it. Yep, rank 2 now, as well as unlocking those. You have unlocked the first command module. Use the command module to recruit allied robots to follow your orders. First, equip it on the loadout screen, and then select it with mouse wheel up, down, left mouse button, because it's a hacking gun. You hack their brain. And here we go. This is the really important part. Send recruits to target destinations by holding right mouse button and hitting left mouse button. Bots will follow you until they are destroyed, or you hijack another surveyor host chassis. Free the bots recruited to you by hitting R at any time. So what you can do is you send them into combat, let go of them, and then hack enemies while they're tied up. I believe is how I did that before. We will find out. Squid Freaker. Not going to worry about the invasion field because having the little drone buddy has been pretty useful so far. Local ignition field is that replacement I can do for my drone field. What I am going to do though is I am going to equip you. Yes, I don't care how expensive it was. It literally does not matter. That is pretty cheap. And yeah, I want to equip it. Because now I have a scope and a better shield for that matter. I am going to start running into power difficulties. Oh, this one has a lower reactor drain. For more protection. How charming. I approve. Yes, I want to equip it. AoE, I'm not going to really have anything relevant to buy for a while. That'll improve things. Though the cooldown on it is significant. And that just gets worse with time. 3 minutes on the final level. And any reactor drain? Yes, 11%. So that is going to be pretty noticeable. You'll see that number drop substantially. Or, you know, increase by 1 rather. Whatever. whatever, because I already had this one, which has a 10 drain. Eventually, you do have to make choices, like mid-game, and then some of the late-game upgrades will actually be cheaper for reactor drain. So this is only 10%, so if I took this, it would go up to 81 when I get that unlocked, which I can't do yet. Other examples, like this one is a 25, that'd hop up 5. And you've got 30, 30. Oh, there's one for 35. But yeah, some of these are quite damaging indeed. But the hope with these snipers is that they're going to basically one-shot things, is the hope. I don't remember. I remember them being pretty okay. The first one being trash, but later they got pretty okay. Okay, so I have more resources than I know what to do with already. Like, I guess I could buy a bunch of these things out, but I'm going to wait until I start getting some more advanced tier things and see how expensive those are, because I don't remember. Okay. So what I can do, and hacking these guys would be a bit rude. So we're gonna do it. Hello. And on the highest level one, you can get up to 4, which is really cool. What I'm gonna do... Can I see? I can't see any bunkers on these maps. What's here? Oh, that'll get me my upgraded support drone, so I will head there. Yeah, that's a pretty ample zoom there. I don't know why it has the drop. It really doesn't need them, and I guess that's why it's held askance. Is because your bullets don't drop. You don't have bullet drop. You're shooting lasers. Or actually, I think some of these are coil guns. So coil guns are cool. They should be following me. So now I can have a posse at the cost of a weapon slot, which honestly I think is basically fair. I do kind of wish you could swap out your pistol, but you can't. It's a backup sidearm for when you have weapons that take like 10 seconds to reload, and you're like, ah, well, what do? Must defend myself somehow. And whoa. Radiation contamination levels ahead are high. Equip the hazard suit to get in. Well, we've done that. I don't know if my allies have. I have no idea how okay they are. Oh yeah, it's futzing with your vision, something fierce. I think it's cool. No, I want to be heading that way. It's a ways away though. Oh, looks straightforward. How about that? Load Cathedral. It's pretty big. Okay. I'm not dead. We're all good. That's not too bad a reload time. And we will putter in this direction. We're hiking. Yep. Still everything. Oh, I wanna get to that. So if I do get killed, I can respawn close by. Don't know if there's a way to remove radiation. You just kind of grin and bear it. What I remember. Ah, there it is. Very good. Pick up these items over here. But yeah, it's a fun game. It's not the flashiest game out there, but it's like if you're looking for a game that's kind of like Far Cry 1 or 2, or Far Cry 2, 3, and onwards, or Far Cry Blood Dragon. It's rather like that. Slightly less about let's sneak around knifing things in the back, but you can do that, sort of. Alright, just to double check, yes I did. Near there, does it say 11? So I'll head over there and start grabbing items. These structures aren't on our records. We're guessing they are early colonial, quickly abandoned. Spooky. Spooky. Yoink, yoink. Not that I need the resources. Unless they start increasing costs very dramatically. Like, we're talking orders of magnitude. Well, these guys aren't dead, so I'm guessing they're fine for radiation. Now, you might be wondering, why would radiation be bad? For robots. They're robots. They don't have cellular degeneration to worry about. Well, unfortunately, radiation tends to have some pretty nasty effects on electronics. For a truly excellent example of this, after the Fukushima nuclear power plant in Japan had its catastrophic failure, not as catastrophic as, say, Chernobyl, but it's a bad meltdown, and they're like, I've got another ramble associated with this. Oh, I got them all. So let me ping that. It's an ongoing problem. The Fukushima power plant. In any event, I'll leave it at that for now, and I'll get back to the ramble in a minute. In order to scope out how bad the problem was, they would send in robot probes, robot drones, remote controlled. Not robots in that they were fully autonomous. They were not fully autonomous as far as I know. They were remote controlled. And they could only go in so far before they would fry. And so they'd send in another one with increased radiation shielding, and it would fry again. So highly, highly radioactive. So in Fukushima, with regards to Fukushima and how that is an ongoing problem that nobody seems to talk about, and people probably should, because it's kind of a big deal. If you ever want a real trip, go onto Google Earth and get an overview satellite view of the Fukushima plant. And go back to before the incident with the tsunami and the meltdown. And then just with the satellite imagery date settings, keep moving it progressively forward. Oh, these are villains. Enemies. They're bandits. I don't know about villains. Can I have them go there? Well. Yeah, recruit loss. I figured as much. That's okay. I can make more. Oh, because I'm using the wrong gun. Wow, dude. Okay, so mistakes were made. So what is marked here? Sugar. So, like I said, mistakes were made. Bad mistakes. Oh, I have made colossal mistakes. So, you can only hack one. There's another one that I'm not seeing. Oh, I hear it all right. Yeah, you better run. Got him. But yeah, so what you'll see with that Fukushima plant, with that satellite imagery, as you scale the time frame, I don't think these are allies. No, those are decidedly zealots. Is you will see something interesting cropping up around the plant. Bunch of water containers. Because that is where they are storing all the irradiated material, water material, from the plant that they're using to cool the thing down and keep it from melting down even further. Oops, missed. Hit him. Missed him again. This is significant. Because it is, I mean, this is not a problem you're hearing about, I assume, on a day-to-day basis. I'm not hearing it in any of the major news media outlets, at any rate. But the Fukushima nuclear plant problem is very much still an issue. Oh, I need to mark them or I will forget they exist. And I can't afford to do that. We gonna shoot them with our shooters. Going ba 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 bang! I did not kill him. This displeases me greatly. He did. Make them pop their shields early. Very nice. So let's hoof it. When I get to that base, now that there's hopefully... crap, there's one. Okay, one down. I could just try to wait out his shields. Fudge, that's a turret. Well, I've captured it. Maybe the turret will be mine. Auto turret. No! It's not for me! No! Not for me! Bunker is indeed contested. I wonder what your first clue was. Is it dead? Is it dead? Is it dead? Is it dead? I think we're okay. Yeah, we're good. We good. Now we're rank 3, which is boss. Because now we can get support call X2. All chassis damage has been repaired. I think there's an achievement or something for getting through it without ever losing. Ooh, 700, that is pricey. Even assuming they double the price for the next one, that's not going to be an issue because I'm getting resources hand over fist. Yes, I very much want that. Yeah, bopped up to 81. So things are getting somewhat expensive. I have the next shield upgrade, I think, is up that way. And the shield absorption isn't huge, but it's enough. It'll, like, save your life. Kind of a big deal. So going with the sniper may not, in fact, be the best idea in the world, but it is working for me. Although looking at the time now, I may actually have to call it. So now I have Robo Buddies. I need to reload. Gotta reload. Now, is there anything else I've missed other than like all the everything? So that has another upgraded carbine, the force shield upgrade, which would be good. That has the upgraded beamer, as well as the scoped gun. That'll be another one of those combat rifles, I guess, and another upgraded beamer. Now we're getting into the and that's one to go for. But yeah, it progresses basically all the way up over to here, and by then you'll have gotten all the upgrades. It's relatively short. I mean, you can beat the game in like you can beat a campaign, I should say, within a couple hours, and I don't think it's exactly the same every time you go through. I believe it changes a little, but it's not like crazy roguelike stuff where it's like, oh, completely different. The map will be roughly the same, but I think there'll be different items at the locations. But I do not remember because I only got through it the once. But other than that, it's fun. It's a nice diversion. They wound up adding this polar campaign for free like a year or so ago, I think. But yeah, it's a good game. I recommend it. Um, that will do it for me, though, for today. Uh, I will, of course, be doing my Warframe Wednesday stream on Wednesday. And at that point, I'll be showing off a bunch. Actually, I'll have Wisp by then because it's building and it'll be done in like a day. So I will have Wisp by then, and I can show that off. I've already some people I interact with in Warframe have already recommended some pretty interesting builds, and tentatively, as far as she's definitely when she's geared for buffing, she is kind of ludicrous. Um, Seeing some pretty significant boosts there. I realize I'm talking Warframe Shop on my Mecha-Monday stream, and I apologize. Perhaps next week I will do since City of Heroes is kind of back. Some people have set up I guess it's an emulated server, and it works, and it's City of Heroes, and I love City of Heroes. I'll just do something mecha themed there. That'll count, right? Right? As I intimated with Magic Fire Pixie. Um, and I also have my Storytime Saturday streams that I do, um, which I will also be doing. So do please feel free to tune into those. They're at the same time, um, noontime Eastern Standard, and I guess like 10 a.m. Mountain Time / Western Time, Pacific Time, I guess. So it's kind of a morning stream because most people do evening stuff. I like to do it in the morning for other people. Not that noon is morning. I could do them earlier, but I figure people probably don't want to wake up early. But if people like send me a line, shoot me a line, if people want me to do streams like an hour or two earlier, I can accommodate. See if I can adjust my schedule accordingly. So yeah, thanks for tuning in today, and see you later in the week. See you next week, in fact, and later on this week. So yeah, have a great day, and thanks for tuning in.